You get paid, cover a few bills, maybe treat yourself, and then a week later your account's on empty. I've been there, living paycheck to paycheck, constantly swiping my card with no plan and stressing about money. But everything changed once I created a simple payday routine. I went from drowning in debt to creating financial independence without earning six figures. So in this video, I'm going to share my payday wealth routine, which includes steps you can follow every payday so you can stop stressing and finally start building wealth. Let's get into it. Step number one, know your financial foundation. Before you touch a single penny, you need to know your financial foundation. Most people skip this step, which is why they end up broke a week later. And I've been there. Payday would hit, I would see money in my account. I think, yep, I'm up. Then I'd go shopping, book tickets, and then a week later, I'd be like, where's my money gone? Here's the truth. If you don't know what's left after your essential expenses, you'll always overspend. Now think of your financial foundation as like a house. If the foundation is shaky, then the whole thing will collapse. Now, when I'm talking about your financial foundation, I mean your essential expenses that you need to survive each month. This includes your rent or mortgage payments, utilities, food, transport, the things that you need to survive and get by every single month. Now, to calculate your financial foundations, you'll need to look at your numbers. So pull up your bank statements, get an app, notebook or pen, Excel spreadsheets, whatever works for you. I have a free budget template that you can use, which I'll link in the description box below. You want to keep this number as low as possible, ideally 50%, but if it's 60% or more, don't stress. You can focus on cutting back on the big three to reduce your costs, and that's housing, food, and transportation. For example, can you live in a cheaper area or rent out a spare room, or maybe move back in with your parents? Can you switch cars to a cheaper model, or maybe use London transport more? Can you find ways to reduce your food costs? Keeping lattes in your daily matcha won't make a big difference, but cutting back on the big three will really move the needle. Now, I know it's not always easy, but by keeping this number low, you're not just saving money, you're buying yourself freedom and time, and that's how you really build wealth. Now, the number that you calculate in this step will unlock every other step that follows. Don't forget, you can grab a copy of the free budget template, which I'll link in the description box below. Step two, build your peace of mind fund. Not for fun, not for splurges, but for backup. At the end of the day, life happens. Your car might break down, your boiler might need repairs, or you might have an unexpected medical expense. If you don't have any savings, you'll end up getting into debt because you'll have to use your credit card or take out a loan to cover the cost. But if you have even £1,000 saved, suddenly you feel safe. My car actually broke down on the high road a few months ago. It was actually really embarrassing, but I didn't panic because I had savings that I could dip into to cover the cost. Now, if this happened to me a few years ago when I was in debt, I would have been panicking because I would have been like, how am I going to cover the cost? But that's the difference that having a backup fund can make. When you're in those situations, you won't have to panic because you will have something to cover yourself. Now, at this step, don't worry about building your full emergency fund. You just want to build a starter emergency fund, which could be just £1,000. And if you do this, you'll actually be ahead of 50% of Americans, which can't cover a £1,000 emergency. And here's the identity shift that I want you to embody. Every pound you save isn't just about money. It's sending a receipt to yourself that says, I can handle whatever life throws at me. You want to put this money in a high yield interest savings account, so at least your money is working a little bit harder for you, and you want to automate it so it happens without you even having to think about it. Set it up for payday, to leave your current account and go straight into your savings account. You take advantage of technology. Now, once you've got your starter emergency fund in place, you'll be ready to move on to the next step where we attack one of the biggest wealth killers that keeps people stuck. Step 3, pay off high interest debt. Debt is one of the biggest wealth killers. It takes your money before you even have a chance to enjoy it. So if you have any high interest debt like payday loans or credit cards, make it a priority to pay it off. I've been in debt myself. It's stressful and it's exhausting. But here's the thing, just because you're in debt, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're bad with money. It just means that nobody taught you the system. So to get yourself out of this debt, you want to make a list. You want to grab a notebook or pen or an Excel spreadsheet, and you want to list all of your debts. You want to list the amount that you owe, the credits are, so who you owe the debt to, the interest rates, and the payment due date. And you want to put it in order with the debt with the highest interest rate first. Then you want to choose a debt payment strategy. You can use the avalanche method, which is where you focus on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, or you can use the snowball method, which is where you pay off the debt with the smallest balances and then you move on to the next one. And the idea is that you build momentum. Both methods work, but the avalanche method saves you money in the long run because you won't have to be paying interest towards your debt. But the most important thing is that you choose the method that you will stick with because it's about progress, not perfection. Now, most personal finance advice will tell you to just focus on paying off your debt, and the accountant in me understands. I mean, it makes sense financially. But as somebody who's been in debt, I disagree. I say that you should pay off your debt and still save smaller amounts like we discussed in step 2. Because that way you're not only digging yourself out of a hole, but you're also building safety in the background. I'll have a video where I go into this in more detail. I'll link it somewhere here. Once you've built this momentum, you'll want to focus on the next thing that will give you more progress than any budget cuts will. Step 4, increase your income. At this point, you might start feeling like your budget is a bit tight. If you're at a place where you've cut back as much as you can, the problem isn't your budget. It might be that you're just not making enough money. And it's often easier to add £200 in income than to cut £200 from your expenses. Now start with your job. Can you ask for a raise? Now, don't just go to your manager and say, hey, can I have a raise? No, you need to go with proof. You need to say that I worked on this job that gave the company this result. Here's my proof. Here's the feedback from my colleagues that I've worked with. If that's not an option, then it might be time to look for another job, because at the end of the day, you want to be compensated fairly for your work. I mean, you have goals that you want to achieve, right? There have been so many times where I've had to move to another job and I've made way more money than I could if I got a raise. Here are some other options. You can start a side hustle if you have the capacity. So if you have any skills, like if you work in marketing or maybe you're good at graphic design, you can offer those services. You can start freelancing, or you can sell unwanted clothes and shoes on platforms like eBay and Vinted. That's one of the first things that I did when I was really trying to turn my finances around. I used to shop a lot, so I had a lot of clothes and shoes that I wasn't really wearing. So I listed them and put them on eBay, and that was a really low effort way to make some extra cash. Or you can learn high income skills to increase your earning potential. Earning more money will give you more breathing room, it will speed up your progress, and it will take the pressure off your budget. Now, once you've freed up some extra cash, you'll want to protect it, and that's where step 5 comes in. Step 5, build your full emergency fund. Now, once you've built up some momentum and got some breathing room in your budget, it's time to focus on building your full emergency fund, which is 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses. Now, you want to go back to the number that you calculated in step 1 and calculate it by 3 to 6 months. This is the fund that gives you real peace of mind. It's waking up tomorrow and knowing that if you lost your job, you'd be safe. Now, I personally like to keep 9 months worth of an emergency fund because I've been made redundant, I've lived paycheck to paycheck, and I've been in debt, and I said to myself, I don't ever want to be in that situation again. But for most people, a 3 to 6 month emergency fund will usually suffice. So choose a number that you want to work with, whether it's 3 months or 6 months, and put it in your budget plan so you know how much you need to save each month. And you want to put that money in a high yield interest savings account. You can use the same account that you used in step 2. Now, once you've built your emergency fund, you can finally take the training wheels off and put your money to work for you. Step 6, put your money to work. Now it's time to start making your money grow. But don't jump to this step unless you've completed step 2, where you've built your starter emergency fund, because having that in place will make everything else less stressful. So you want to start with your pension, especially if you work a corporate job. You want to check if your company offers an employee pension match. If they do, you want to max it out. That's literally free money and you don't want to leave it on the table. Next, look at investing in the stock market. Now, I know it can feel scary, but I promise you it's not as scary as you think. I've been there myself. I put off investing way longer than I should have because of all the fears. I thought I might lose my money in the stock market, or I might choose the wrong thing. So I kept saving because it felt safer. But I promise you it's not as complex as you think. You can choose a strategy that's easy and hands off. Now, when you start investing, you want to ensure that you're doing it in a smart way. So you want to use a tax advantaged account. So if you're in the UK, you can use the stocks and shares ISA, which will allow you to invest up to £20,000 without paying any tax. Or if you're in the US, you can use a Roth IRA. Then you want to invest in index funds. They're low cost, they're diversified, so they're lower risk, and they're perfect for beginners. Even on a low income, you can invest small amounts like £50 or £100 and still build wealth. One tip I will give is to choose an amount that you can invest consistently. So when I first started, I invested £250 a month because that's all I could afford. Fast forward to a few years later, I've got a 5-figure portfolio with low effort. Think of it like planting seeds. It starts slow, but eventually that money starts working harder for you. And the earlier you start, the more powerful it is. And that will prime you to be perfect to move on to step 7, which is where the real wealth play begins. Step 7, focus on the long term. Once your foundation is strong, it's time to think bigger. At this point, you're not just surviving, you're building assets. That might mean increasing the amount you invest, diversifying your portfolio, and even buying an investment property. Or it could mean paying down low interest debts like student loan, or even paying off your mortgage early. The goal is to think long term. This is where you go from being financially stable to building financial freedom. But none of this works if you're able to put the next step into place. Step 8, budget for fun. Now that your financial foundation is fully laid, it's time to start spending your money guilt-free. But if you are still on step 2, or if you don't have step 3 in place, then skip this step. It might sound harsh, but think of it as a temporary sacrifice for a long-term gain. Back when I was in the trenches, really trying to get my finances in order, I used to give myself a £200 monthly allowance to spend on whatever I wanted. That included dinner with friends, cinema, tickets, shopping, wherever it was, I had to make it work within a £200 allowance. Now, it wasn't a lot, but it was enough to make me feel good without sacrificing my goals. Giving yourself a monthly allowance does 2 things. It allows you to spend guilt-free, and it encourages you to be a savvy spender, because if you only have a little bit of money to work with, trust me, you'll find ways to make it work. You can give yourself a monthly allowance like I did, or you can allocate 10% of your budget just towards fun spending. And an easy way to implement this is to just use separate accounts. I do this myself. I have a main account where I pay my bills and I do my banking, and I have a separate account just for fun. That way, once the amount that I've allocated towards fun is gone, it's gone. Because at the end of the day, money isn't just about security, it's about creating a life that you can enjoy guilt free. And with this payday routine, you can do both: have security and enjoy your life and reach your goals. This is how you build wealth, protect yourself from setbacks, and create a financial life that you're actually proud of. Don't forget, you can grab a copy of my budget template for free. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Give this video a like if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more videos to help you on your finance journey. And if you want to keep going and take the next step, check out my video on how to manage your money like the 1%. Don't forget, stay rich in mindset and your money will follow. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.